Um, Thought I'd give you an update. It's been a while. For someone who's a grifter and tries to make money off of the public by lying, and also someone who does everything they do to make get more public, subscribers. I'm not a very good social media guy. Anyway, but it's been, I don't know, I think over a month or so. So I figured I ought to give you an update. I am actually in Arizona, visiting, or actually going to a wedding, but also I am doing a little business down here and spending some of St. Luke's hard-earned money. Now, hard-earned, I know that for sure because I make it. So it's hard-earned, and then St. Luke's gets to take it. So it's hard-earned money of St. Luke's because that's just the way our justice system is, right? I make it, they take it. Sounds a little bit like socialism, but hey, you could do anything with a full team of attorneys. Anyway, I am actually doing a video because I'm willing to go back to Idaho. I'm gonna make my haters a deal, and this is the deal. I will go back to Idaho and face, your justice, right, in your courts. The liberal, well, I shouldn't say liberal, just corrupt courts of Idaho. I'll go back to Idaho and face that if the haters out there can do one thing for me, just one thing. Remember, this is a pretty good deal. I mean, you've been crying all over the news and all over social media about how I'm, evading justice, and how, I don't want to be held accountable to the law and all of these things. So this is a pretty good deal. I'm willing to go back to Idaho, and of course I'll be arrested. I'll be thrown and abused in the Ada County jails again, thrown in the cold box for who knows how long. The last time I did it was 32 hours, and the time before that was 36 hours. And it was extremely terrible treatment in the Ada County jail, in what their own guards called the cold box. And remember, they body slammed me and stripped me of my clothes first, and then left me in there. You gotta get those details. Something the media just doesn't care about. But anyway, I'm willing to go back to all of that and suffer in, your unjustice system, or, what you call justice, I guess. Your justice system for who knows how long, months, maybe even years. I'm willing to do that. On one condition, though. One condition. And this is it. So this is a pretty good deal for you. I mean, think about all the injustice that I've been causing by going and taking my family to another area, and providing for my family, and putting food on the table and taking care of them. I mean, just the terrible injustice that's going on. So I'm really willing to make it all right, go back to Idaho and let your mighty Idaho State Police and Ada County Sheriff's Office, or Gem County, or whatever, and the Boise Police, let them have their way with me, because I'm such a disruptor. And that condition is this. Again, I'll make you a deal. I'll come back to Idaho if you can find where I lied one time. And of course, I would especially like it if you could see where I lied one time about baby Cyrus. But I'm going to open it up to see where I've lied anytime in anything that I have said, where I knowingly and willingly lied. Okay? Because that is required for defamation. In order to find somebody guilty of defamation, you have to prove that they lied. Okay? That's an element of defamation that is in basically all the laws, and it's even in the jury instructions of the Idaho Supreme Court. Okay, the jury instructions written by the Idaho Supreme Court says that to the jury that they have to find that I lied. Now, this should be very, very easy. For all you haters, this should be very easy. This is the deal. All you have to do is go back into the, my videos, which, unfortunately St. Luke's has taken most of them down, So that might be a little hard. I mean, they've stopped free speech and tried to hide all the information that I've said. Well, if I was a liar, then why would they try to hide it? I mean, why wouldn't they be saying, this is a lie, this is a lie? But no, they've tried to wipe the internet clean of the things I've said and the things I've written. Why would they do that? Okay, so this video is at risk, but YouTube, I'm just making this, I haven't said anything, I haven't done anything to violate the court order or anything like the protective order that St. Luke's got. I'm just saying, why would they hide the information? Why would they go try to wipe the internet clean of what I said? So anyway, that's a little bit of a challenge, but go back, find all the things that I said, and all you have to do is find one lie where I knowingly and willingly lied about something, and put it in the comments or send it to my email, which I'm going to give to you, which is, I know, risky, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. And all you haters out there, refrain from just sending an email because you hate me. Like, actually do some work in your life, maybe once in your life, do some work, go do some research, and then email. And my email is aebundy@bundyfarms.com. aebundy@bundyfarms.com. Now, you better go post it there or give me the information there, because I like reading through the comments sometimes, but they go on and on and on. So the best place to respond is at aebundy@bundyfarms.com. Now remember, I'm only asking to show me where I lied one time. Now, I don't want you to say that I said something Diego Rodriguez said, right? Because he said that. He gets to defend what he said. You can't go to the court records and say that a hearsay where St. Luke said I said something. You can't do that. You can't go to the lawsuit, because those are all lies. They are pretty much lies. Well, they say I said things that I didn't say. So you have to go to my word. Now, you could use the lawsuit as a reference and go, okay, St. Luke said he said this. Now, then go find where I said that. And then, is it a lie or not? So that seems very simple. I mean, very simple, right? The media has written, I don't know how many articles on me now. Did you know that at one time in 2022 and I think 21, did you know that I was written about by the Idaho media more than any other topic? So anyway, I think it ends up being it was like, anyway, crazy. Over a period of time, why would they care that much about me? So anyway, I also thought that I would use this time to give you a little bit of an update to what's happening. Meridian Police, if you remember, that fine police department over there that claims they have such a great group of men and women serving the public over there. This is why they hate me, because I expose them. Just like Officer McGilvery, the one who basically was in charge of the operation when they took baby Cyrus. Got a phone call, so hopefully I'm back. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Anybody, thumbs up? Can you hear me? Okay, there we go. Looks like I'm back. So Sergeant McGilvery from the Meridian Police Department was just found guilty or pled guilty to choking out one of his fellow officers. Anyway, and she was a female, by the way. So, and their lawyers, Meridian police lawyers, wrote a response when we were asking for information, basically saying that if they gave up the information about when they arrested Baby Cyrus and the things about what they did to me, arrested me during Baby Cyrus and things they did to me, if they were to give up that information, that it would be, in my words, it seemed like they were saying that it'd be so damning that they wouldn't get a fair trial. Well, anyway, they still have not given up that information. They did give up some jump drive that had basically almost nothing on it and definitely nothing damning. And the question would be, like, when they arrested me for trespassing and they tried me for trespassing, didn't I not have the obligation to give me all that evidence then? I mean, that's the law. So once again, you know, if I didn't get that information during that trial, then isn't that considered shouldn't that be considered a Brady violation? And should I not get at least another trial, or at least deemed that it was a mistrial? I mean, you know, I guess this is Idaho courts and this is Meridian police, so they can do whatever they want. It really doesn't matter. They take babies away from their families whenever they want, and they could arrest people for whatever they want, and then they got their lawyers are just going to back them up, and so, you know, they can do whatever they want. So, and the state's going to back them up, and, you know, most of the people are in love and worshiping the police these days, so they're going to back them up. And taxes are going to keep coming, and paychecks are going to keep coming, so why follow the law? Final here, the bankruptcy case is going to trial. Yeah, did you know that? Bankruptcy cases can go to trial? Yeah, well, I filed in July, and they're having pre-trial hearings and stuff in June. So it looks like the bankruptcy case, you know, is going to go well on it over a year. And that's because St. Luke's has teams of attorneys, and they're trying to stop me from going bankrupt. Now, you have to ask the question, why? Why would they try to stop me from going bankrupt? Why does that mean so much to them? You know, what is the answer to that? Why would they do that? I mean, they've already taken everything other than just a few $1,000s worth of stuff. They've taken everything. You know, they took my home, they took my commercial buildings, they took all that. So why would they try to stop me from going bankrupt? And I think the answer is there. And I think it's very evil because they want to cause my family and I to suffer for indefinitely. So that's kind of the update. And I just want to end this video where I began and encourage the haters out there to follow through with this deal. I'm willing to go back to Idaho and to suffer under your justice, right? Your justice and your justice system. If you can find where I lied anytime. And that should be very easy. I mean, you know, the media nonstop is talking about defamation and the $53 million judgment against me and how I defamed St. Luke's. I mean, they won't stop talking about it all over the western United States. Just go to the media again. There's a whole big, you know, articles on it, and Idaho Statesman's like, yes, you know, as long as he doesn't come back to Idaho, we're happy, but we need to get justice from him, you know, out of him. Well, show me where I lied one time. I mean, it's very simple. The Idaho Statesman reporters, I mean, it should be very simple. Show me where I lied. Actually, where I lied. Show me where I actually said and did the things that they said I did. And then show me how it's a lie. I mean, I did say things. Obviously, I have advocated for the family. you know. But they say all kinds of misinformation in their articles, like that Marissa missed multiple doctor's appointments. So first of all, if a mother misses a doctor's appointment, she shouldn't have her baby taken away from her. Okay? So that's principle number one. Principle number two is Marissa went to, I think, 3 or 4 doctor's visits that week. She only missed one, and she called in and told them she wasn't feeling well. And Meridian Police and everybody else jumps on bandwagon and surrounds the family and takes the baby. Welcome to America. Welcome to Idaho. So, and guess what? I'm out of Idaho. So if that happens again, Idahoans, you're on your own. You know, I guess I'll do what I can do from a distance. But, you know, if you don't want me there defending you and your families, then, you know, that's what happens. If you're not going to defend those who defend you, then you're on your own. You know, and all the publicity, if someone, you know, takes your baby or takes your property or all the things that, you know, I've done, maybe you don't like it, maybe you don't understand it, but that's what it was about. It was about protecting individuals and their rights and defending, you know, constitutional freedom and trying to counter this massive momentum that government has over the people and balancing that power. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, but don't forget that deal. I'll come back to Idaho. All you got to do is prove where I lied.